All right, so we're back here. We got all the concrete posts put in, and now we are in the process of putting on these panels that I found. We have 100 feet of these, and we need 75 feet, so that'll work out nice. These are awesome pre-built panels. The first one, of course, is always going to be tricky, but what we end up having to do is we're going to need to cut these pieces, take a little chunk out so I can slide the whole panel this way. So I'm going to tie this part of the panel to the post, and that'll give that a good solid connection. So I've got it up roughly where it needs to be with the tractor. This top rail is going to sit at the top here. So what I need to do is take some quick measurements from the post to the guardrail, so then I can transfer that to the pipe so we know how much is going to get cut off, and then we'll be ready to weld this pipe in. We're just going to tack it to each one of these points here, and then I will show you how I'm going to make this connection when we get there. So let's get some measurements and we'll get to cutting this pipe. Okay, so we know to the pipe to the edge, or to the middle of this pipe to the edge, is about 6 inches. So if we come back, we'll make a mark at 6 inches for these two. That'll allow this to slide in, and then we'll have to look here. This will probably be up here. We're going to be looking at about 8.5 inches. So we'll come back here, make a cut, and then this one shouldn't be a big deal. So we'll get the grinder started, we'll get the welder started, and we'll get those things cut up. Alright, so after a little bit I got it fit in pretty good. Mind you, I am working on an incline here, or a decline. How about an angle? Anyways, we're using the top of the pole as the reference point, and I think we'll be in pretty decent shape here. So we're going to go get the welder, and we're going to tack this guy on, and we're going to have ourselves a pinwheel up here pretty quick. Alright, there's our first panel installed. Looks pretty good. So the next thing we got to do is I got to go over here and grab the next panel and then cut the pieces that are going to go in here, and I'm going to show you how I'll do that so I can marry up these two panels, and then we'll put on the next one. Alright, so we got this second panel here, and now I need to make this connection here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this bar here and cut it up into probably 4-inch chunks. Weld one side in, and then slip the pipe in on the other side, and that'll make that connection, and then we can go tacking the rest of this thing on. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'll show you how to get them installed. Alright, so we got our pins cut. So the next thing we do is we just slide these in, and then the other piece is going to slide in here, and that'll make our, that one's still hot, and these all make our connection. That one's even hotter. Yikes. I didn't let them cool down, I guess. All right. And for that one, we'll get our glove. And we'll put that guy in. All right, so we're pretty even there. That looks good. So now, all we gotta do is weld it up and we'll marry the other panel in. Okay, we got the pins married up with the other side. We got the panel leveled out with the top. That was incredibly hard to do by myself. Another set of hands would have been super helpful. But I don't have another set of hands, I only have two. So we're gonna weld the pins in to the final place. It's really tacked in right now. We're gonna weld this post in over here, and then we'll let it go, and we'll come over here on this end, and we'll lift it up so we can get this leveled out. All right, so I got this panel tacked up. I got the joints all filled in, so that makes a nice, good, strong connection there. So basically now we just repeat. I gotta cut the pins for this connection, glue this on, get the next panel, cut the pins for that connection, and then this panel will end right here because this over is the alleyway. And then there's going to be a gate that goes right here. But for this project, we're just going to get the pins split, and then we will worry about building the alleyway next year. We don't have enough material to do it, and that's pretty much it. I don't have the material to do it, and I got to get it ordered. But in order to get it ordered, I got to get these calves sold, and so it's a domino effect. But in the meantime, I need to run to the store to go grab some cutting wheels because I ran out of them, which is such a time killer for a project. Having to stop, go get something, and come back. But I've been using those grinding wheels and the cutting wheels quite a bit on all these projects, so I've gone through my supply of them. But the grocery store in the town that I'm running over to has a really good grinder, so it's not too big of a deal to run over there, not too big of a sacrifice, I guess. So I'm gonna run over there, go grab some lunch, go grab some cutting wheels, and we'll be back, and possibly we'll be able to get this other panel up and then this other one up before I have some other stuff to run off to later this afternoon. So we'll pick it up when we pick it up.